right, let's go. What's happening, Instagram? How's everybody doing today? Happy Wealth Wednesday. I hope everyone is doing phenomenal. So, the topic today, right, we're talking about the secret sauce this week. And it's going to be a special conversation on just how important it is to be moving with a definiteness of purpose. Each day, I'm going to be explaining, really how that will relate to your secret sauce. All right, so we got a phenomenal conversation planned out today. Happy Wednesday. Let's get after it today. And I'm going to be explaining, three major parts to establishing your definite major purpose. And these are three major parts that I learned from my mentor. And I hope that it's going to really click with you today. And then additionally, later on in the video, I'm going to be explaining the importance of moving with intention every single day, right? This is critical for your secret sauce. This is critical for all parts of your life. It doesn't matter what you want. You move with this state of mind known as definiteness of purpose. Everything will change in your life. I can guarantee you that. So that's why I'm super pumped for today. I hope this conversation means well, and let's get right into it. All right. 3 parts to establishing your definite major purpose. Okay? The first step, you got to identify, what do you really want in this world? What do you really want? What is your goal? Earl Nightingale was talking that he explained like 95% of the world doesn't even really have goals. And, maybe I'm making that up. Maybe that number is a little high, but you got to ask people like, why do you go to work? Why are you doing what you're doing? They don't know. No one really understands why they're doing what they're doing. They'll probably tell you, oh, I'm just doing this because, everyone else is doing it. Everyone else is waking up and going to work. Right? They don't have a reason for why they're working. They don't have a goal. They don't have a definite major purpose. They do not know what they want. And so the first and most important part of establishing your definite major purpose, the first and most important part of figuring out your secret sauce is really diving deep into this idea. What do I really want? What is my end goal? Because, when you have the goal in mind, they say it doesn't really matter how you're going to get it. What I am teaching, I'm not going to be teaching you strategy, right? If I were to be talking about, exactly how to do this, and that, I'll be talking about strategy. No, I am teaching you a state of mind known as definiteness of purpose, a state of mind that is so clearly obsessed with what you want that you don't have room for fear and doubt to enter, right? This state of mind is worth its weight in gold. Right? What do you really want? How do you get crystal clear on what you want? Well, I'll give you an idea. If you actually follow through with it, it will change your life forever. Right? If you were to write down a vision of your life, right? If you were to write down a 1,000-word story of how you wanted your life to be in certain areas, it will change everything. And I'll give you an example. Right? My mentor had me do this, right? In the area of my finances, right, I actually wrote down a 1,000-word story of how I wanted my life to look, right? What did I want my finances to look like? And even though I'm on the way too, right, it gave me a much clear-cut vision for how I wanted to be financially set in life, right? Writing it down, right? There's the idea of truly writing this down on paper, right? Creating that vision for yourself, for your life. And you can't type this. It's not the same, right? Wallace E. Waddle says it's not about doing certain things. It's about doing things in a certain way. I am talking pick up a pen, pick up a notepad, pick up a piece of paper, and write down a 1,000-word story of what you want in the area of your finances. And then additionally, write down a 1,000-word story of what you want in the area of your family. And do this and so on and so forth for your relationships, for your faith. Right? Literally write down the vision for how you want your life to be. And I'm telling you, if you follow through with this, right, the reason it's a 1,000-word story, it's 1,000 words for a reason. It's going to make you really dig deep and do the deep work. Right? All of a sudden, your brain, the neurochemistry in your brain will start to literally change, to start becoming more charged with your definite major purpose. And one of the cool things about the brain, this thing that we have right in between our ears, It is one of the most magnificent supercomputers, the most magnificent gifts that have ever been given to us. And if you can literally learn to rewire your brain to become obsessed with your definite major purpose, with that vision that you have, it will change everything. Your brain can literally, I'll tell you this. There's this one book, it's called Psycho-Cybernetics. And it says that your brain is a success mechanism, right? Whatever you program your brain with, it will literally succeed. Now, the challenge is, most people are programming their brains with negativity, with looking for what's wrong. Why does this always happen to me? You'll hear them say that habitually, right? Your brain's going to find the answer why this is always happening to you, right? And if you are programming yourself with these crappy questions, your brain is going to find an answer to them. So you want to start programming your brain with the right vision, with the right definite major purpose for what you want. And your brain, it is so magnificent that it will get there, right? It's like a torpedo, right? A lot of people, when you think about a torpedo that locks onto an aircraft, right? Like, you know, like the target missiles that like aircrafts will send out in war, right? It literally locks onto that aircraft and it adjusts, just like how your brain will adjust to find that one goal. It will lock onto its target and hit it. And your brain, when you can lock onto that one target and work on your willpower to really stay focused on that one goal, your brain, you will find a way to get there, right? You are literally a success mechanism. You are meant for success. Whatever you program in your mind, you can achieve. Now it comes down to, are we programming the right things? Now the challenge is, right, most people are listening to their favorite rappers talking about what's happening on O Block, or how their favorite rapper just took 2 shots of Molly, right? So they're programming their brain with this shit that is so negative, that's not really helping you towards your goals. So anyways, that's another conversation. But back to the story, right? What do you really want? That's the first and most important step to your secret sauce, because most people don't understand that. Now, I'm also going to touch on now, right, the importance of really writing down your goals, because this is absolutely essential, right? You're never going to be able to make continual, measurable progress without writing down your goals, right? The idea here is that we want to be able to measure it, that we want to be able to measure our success. That's why I write up my goals down every single day, and I evaluate whether I actually hit my intentions for the day. So I'm going to actually share with you an idea right now, right? How do I properly write down a goal? And you want to write it in the statement, I am so happy and grateful now that I am achieving, I'm earning X on or before this date. And I'll get more into the date in a minute, but the idea of writing down your goals every single day, where we are literally wiring them into our brains, right? The reason that you are able, that I'm able to become so obsessed with my dream is because I write it down every day. I am planting that seed in my mind every day. And it's through the writing, it's through the repetition, it's through doing it in that certain way of seeing and feeling it already done that allows me to become obsessed with the goal, right? And there's something special, right? This is something really special when you finally write it down. When you finally write down what you truly want, when you finally write down your vision, when you finally write down your goal card, there's something really special, right? What you want is just a wish, right? It's just a dream. It's just in your imagination. It's intangible form of energy, right? It's not real until you write it down on paper. The moment you write it down on paper, your goal just became a real thing, right? Most people don't write down their goals. They think, oh, that's silly. Oh, that's never going to work, right? And so they periodically, they'll wish for riches. They'll wish for a better life. But then all of a sudden, the fear and doubt takes over and they forget about it. Oh, I can never do that, right? It was never going to happen, right? You got to write down your goals. If you're not writing down your goals, you're playing yourself. You're playing yourself. You're never going to achieve what you don't write down. Flat out. I'm sorry to say it, but you've been delusional thinking that you're going to do this big stuff without writing down your goals every day. That's delusional thinking. Right? Write it down. That's the first and most important step. Now, I'm going to shift now to step number 2. And my question for you on step number 2 is, what is the price I am willing to pay? What is the price I am willing to pay for this goal? Right? And it's the law. You cannot ever truly get something without first giving. Right? Most people expect the world. Oh, I'm not going to do this until you pay me. I'm not going to work on this outside of work because I'm not getting paid, right? They expect things to happen, but they're not willing to pay the price for them. And here's the difference between mindsets between an employee and the business owner, right? An employee works, gets paid, works, gets paid, works, gets paid, right? They're expecting to get paid every time, right? But when you step into the business world, when you step into entrepreneurship land, you're going to need to go through a period where you work, get paid. 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 Get paid. Get paid. Get paid. Get paid. Right? It works in a different way. You have to start giving value to the marketplace. You know, I was actually listening to this talk by Wayne Dyer, and there was a conversation between him and Tony Robbins. And Tony Robbins asked Wayne Dyer, Wayne, what is the purpose to life? And Wayne looked at Tony and said, dude, the purpose is so clear. It is so simple. It is to wake up and give. Right? Give some form of value or service. Right? You want to start working on your definite major purpose, you better start by focusing on what can I give to the world? What value can I give to the world? Right? What's your secret sauce? That's why it's so important to figure out what do you do so well. Because you know, when you win in this world, it's when you are able to give in a way that nobody else can but you. When you are able to give value or service in a way that only you can give. Right? That's what I mean when I'm saying, like, it's so important to find your secret sauce. Right? The purpose to life is to give. And you're never going to understand this by my words, right? My mentor says this, right? Words do not teach. Right? This video, what I'm explaining here, right, the purpose is to give. The price that you got to pay is to start giving first, right? It's not going to make any sense to you. You're never going to get it until you do it. Until you finally take the action and realize how important, you know, giving is. And then once you start giving, you'll start focusing on, okay, if I really want to receive more, if I want more to come into my life, all I got to do is focus in on, okay, how much can I give? Can I give more? Can I do this better? Can I do this more efficiently? Right? The purpose to life is to give. It is so clear and simple. So what am I willing to pay for my dreams? What value am I willing to give? What disciplines am I willing to develop so that I can give more? So that I can become the best public speaker? So that I can give the most value? Right? That's what I'm talking about. And I'm going to even share this furthermore, right? We're talking about what is the price you're willing to pay. You know, there's this law. It's called the law of compensation. And this law states that you will get paid based on 3 criteria. And that is 1, the need for what you do. 2, your ability to do it. And number 3 is the difficulty there would be in replacing you. Right? So when I'm talking about the law of compensation, right, your income is a direct impact on how much are you able to give to the marketplace, how well can you give, and how difficult it is to replace you. Right? So all you got to do, if you really think about it, is focus on number 2, right? How able are you to give your certain value or service, right? How much of a need is there for you to start building people? How much of a need is there for you to start bringing out the best in people? And how well are you able at getting people to achieve their dreams, achieve their goals, at getting better in life? Right? What is the price that you are willing to pay? Are you willing to go through the temporary pain, the temporary defeat, so that you can get to the other side and start realizing, man, I am becoming the best at it? Are you willing to sacrifice those Friday nights out, those Saturday nights out, drinking and wasting your life? And are you willing to start putting in the work even during those nights, right? Even when you're done work, put it in the work to figure out, okay, I can give back. I can start becoming the best that I can be. right? What is the price that you are willing to pay for your dreams? Okay? Now, number 3, the third part in establishing your definite major purpose is this. And what's happening, Koya? The third part is this. What is the date that you want it by? Right? Because, Napoleon Hill says this, right? Dreams are just dreams until you put a date on it, right? We need to start setting goals, right? We need this sense of urgency, right? Because, we can always say, oh, maybe, tomorrow I'll get started on my dream. Oh, maybe the next day I'll start working on this and that, right? But we need to set a specific date because, there's the law of Parkinson's law, which states like you will do, right, think about it. When you were in school, right, when you were given a school project, how much were you, how long, remember those times where you waited till the last very minute to actually start working on the project, and then all of a sudden, you really just went all balls to the wall on it, right? You're gonna do how much work it takes when you give yourself a time. You need to put a date on it. And so when I'm writing out my goals, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm earning X on or before this date, right? And when it comes to your definite major purpose, right, I want you to know that you want to usually have a year-long definite purpose and a lifelong definite major purpose, right? Because, it's easy, it's much more efficient to decide, on a yearly basis, what am I, willing to do this year, and really measure yourself against it or about it. And then additionally, right, having your lifelong definite major purpose, right? What do I truly want in this life? They say that, what's that saying, right? We overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we can do in a decade. So put a date on it, right? Put a date on it, work at it every day. Give yourself a time limit because that's going to create a sense of urgency, right? It has to get done now. There's no more waiting till tomorrow. There's no more waiting till next week to start working on your dreams, right? The time is now. All right. Now, finally, I want to just reiterate a little bit of what I mentioned today, right? I talked about, writing down my goals every morning, the importance of really establishing your definite major purpose and moving in a way of intention, right? Every single day, I write down my intentions. What do I intend to do today? So that I have a reason to start thinking about getting things done. And then this is something that I even personally need to start doing better, is evaluating, did I achieve my intentions each day? Because when you start waking up and moving with intention, when you start moving with definiteness of purpose, right, your days all have a purpose. They have meaning. There's a reason that you got to do what you got to do. So write down your goals each and every single day. That's the only way that they become from the intangible form of energy to the real world. The moment you write it down, your goals become real. Okay? So, just to reiterate, I talked about 3 major steps in establishing your definite major purpose, and I'll reiterate the questions, right? What do you want? What is the price you're willing to pay for what you want? And when do you want it by? Okay? And I talked a little bit about, the law of compensation, which I think is super essential to study and understand, right? The law of compensation states like the amount of income that you'll earn is based on the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty there would be in replacing you. So start focusing on, what value can I give to the marketplace, right? You start there. You start with the price that you want, you start with what you want. You find out what are you willing to give for the price. You're not going to ever get anything for free. Too many people just think, oh, I'm going to manifest this shit by thinking about it and it's just going to come to me. No, when I'm thinking about actually getting and receiving like the life that I want, I'm thinking about, okay, what am I going to give? How much can I give? How much can I give? What value am I going to give so that all of a sudden I can start getting, right? You got to start focusing on the giving first. All right? So that's the conversation today. Moving with definiteness of purpose. This is essential for your secret sauce. I got to get going. I appreciate you all for watching, for listening, and I will definitely be back tomorrow. Same time, same channel. I'll see you all there. Bye, everybody, for now.